We often think about business schools, and the goal seems pretty straightforward, right? Create successful graduates who go on to have great careers. But what if the real purpose was something bigger? What if it was about creating a better world? Well, back in July of 1998, a group of leaders got together at Seattle University to really dig into that idea. We're talking about Jesuit University presidents and business deans all in one room for a meeting that would end up sparking a quiet revolution in business education. And trust me, its impact is something we're still feeling today. And this was the powerful question right at the heart of the whole thing. It totally cut against the grain of how people were thinking at the time. See, for years, there was this nagging feeling that business schools, for all their success, were kind of drifting away from the core mission of their universities. So this question wasn't just a talking point. It was designed to pull them back in, to actually transform them into the main engine driving that mission forward. So let's talk about the core problem they were trying to solve. A lot of business schools were being seen as these secular silos. That's the term they used. Basically, they were viewed as detached, operating in their own little world, separate from the university's foundational Jesuit values. The whole point of the Seattle Summit was to break down those walls, to build a real, sturdy bridge between the world of business education and the very soul of the university. Okay, so let's trace the timeline a bit, because this didn't just happen overnight. This wasn't some sudden impulse. For years, there was this growing feeling, this sensed need for a change, and that need finally crystallized in July 1998 at that summit in Seattle. And here's the key part. What came out of it wasn't just a bunch of talk. It was a real institution. The Colleagues in Jesuit Business Education was founded right then and there to make sure this whole movement had a future. Now, what came out of that summit was this big bang idea. Seriously, it didn't just tweak the curriculum, it completely reframed the purpose of business itself. They moved past all the old ideas and declared business to be a noble vocation. And this gave them the academic and even theological legitimacy to weave a deeper sense of purpose right into the heart of the business school experience. And this slide just illustrates that shift perfectly. On one hand, you had the old view. Business education was narrow, functional, stuck in its own world. But the Seattle mandate just shattered that. It proposed this incredible vision of business as a noble vocation, a calling that's deeply oriented towards serving other people and actively making society better. So what exactly do we mean by noble vocation? Well, it's about shifting your entire perspective. It's about seeing business leadership not just as a job or, another rung on the career ladder, but as a genuine calling. It's a challenge to take the immense power of business and use it as a force for good. And this idea has some really powerful echoes. Years later, Pope Francis captured the exact spirit of the Seattle Mandate with this quote. It just nails the point that creating wealth and improving the world, they aren't mutually exclusive. Actually, they're two sides of the very same coin in this noble calling. But listen, a brilliant idea is pretty useless without a plan, right? The real genius of the mandate was its practical, strategic framework, a blueprint designed to actually weave this vision into the fabric of an institution and make it something you can teach. And that framework has a name, the Ledesma-Kolvenbach paradigm. It's basically an intellectual model that breaks the vision down into 4 distinct but interconnected pillars. This ensures a truly holistic education for any business leader. So let's break down what that looks like. First up is Utilitas, or utility. You can think of this as the foundation. It says that graduates have to be excellent at what they do. They need to be competent, technically skilled, and ready to provide expert service. I mean, you can't really change the world if you don't know how the world of business actually works. But technical skill alone is not enough. The next piece is Iustitia, or justice. And this is where the framework goes way beyond just skills. It's about developing a critical consciousness. It compels students to think, to judge, and to act with a really deep concern for the rights of other people, especially the most vulnerable among us. Building on that, we have the third pillar, Humanitas. This is all about forming the whole person. It's not just about what a student can do, but who they are becoming. The goal here is to cultivate leaders who are conscious, competent, compassionate, and committed. And finally, anchoring it all is Fides, or faith. This is the inspirational core. It's the doorway to transcendent meaning, that ultimate purpose that gives direction to the other 3. It's the why that grounds a technical skill, the drive for justice, and the development of your character. So here's the crucial point. It's how these 4 pillars work together. They're designed to produce a very specific kind of leader, one defined by these 4 Cs. You get competence, a deep sense of conscience, and a spirit of both compassion and commitment. It's just a beautifully integrated vision for what a leader should be. So, the impact of that 1998 meeting wasn't just philosophical. No way. It created a tangible, lasting legacy of collaboration that has carried this vision forward for decades, really fulfilling the promise that was made back in Seattle. And you can literally see that legacy unfold here. The collaboration kicked off immediately in 1998 with the founding of the CJBE. Then, in 2010, that teamwork was formalized academically with the launch of the Journal of Jesuit Business Education. And today, it's a vibrant global network of schools all working from this shared mission. It's pretty incredible. And that's not just talk. This number might look simple, but it represents something really powerful. Over 16 volumes of the Journal of Jesuit Business Education. That's a massive and growing archive of scholarship and research, all of it a direct result of that collaborative spirit born in Seattle. You know, if you had to boil this entire philosophy down into a single sentence, this would be it. It perfectly captures that shift in purpose. It's not about individual prestige or climbing some ranking. It's about creating leaders whose primary measure of success is the positive impact they have on the world. So why are we talking about a meeting from 1998 today? Well, because this vision isn't some historical artifact gathering dust. You could call it a living constitution that provides a powerful strategic advantage in our complex, modern world. And this quote right here gets to the heart of it. The Seattle Mandate isn't a rigid set of rules. It's a dynamic tradition, a set of timeless principles that have to be adapted and applied to the challenges of today, whether anyone could have imagined them back in 1998 or not. I mean, just look at the challenges we're facing now. AI and disruption, deep inequality, a global sustainability crisis. An education based on this mandate offers a distinct competitive advantage. It gives graduates a moral compass, a focus on the common good, and a purpose that goes way beyond just profit. That's what makes this idea more relevant today than ever before. And that leaves us with one last thought to chew on. We are all obsessed with disruption and innovation. But what if the most powerful, the most necessary disruption of all isn't some new technology, but a renewed, deeply held commitment to a noble purpose? That is the enduring challenge and the brilliant legacy of the 1998 Seattle Mandate.